Welcome to a new video of mine. Today we are going to discuss a topic related to modern times, and that is learning of English language. Today we are going to discuss the steps towards learning successfully this language, which is English language. Before discussing those rules and regulations with the help of which we can achieve this language, let's have an introduction to this topic. We all know that English language is no more a local phenomenon. Rather, it has developed into an international phenomenon. It has, in other words, grown into an international kind of a language. It is not the language of a particular nation. It is not the language of a particular country. It is not the language of a particular region. Rather, it is the language of the entire globe, the entire world. Whether you speak of America, whether you speak of Europe, whether you speak of Africa, whether you speak of Australia or New Zealand, it is the language which is spoken and understood in all these parts of the world. No country in modern times can make real progress without learning this language, because all the modern researches, whether related to the field of science, physics, chemistry, maths, economics, politics, whichever field of life you speak of, it is all written in English language. So keeping in mind the paramount significance of this international language, we are going to discuss the steps that will make our job easier to learn this international language, which is English language. There are quite a few steps towards the learning of this language, but the most important step towards the learning of this language is passion. Passion is second to none. Passion is more important than any other step that will enable us to learn this language. If you have passion, you have this language. If you do not have passion for this language, you cannot learn this language successfully. So you have to have this passion in order to learn this language successfully. Not to speak of English language, let's talk about any other thing that we wish to achieve in our life. If we wish to achieve any goal in our life, we have to have passion for it. If we do not possess passion for it, we cannot achieve it. If we want to be an athlete, if we want to be a badminton player, if we want to be a cricketer, or any player that we wish to be, we have to be passionate about it, or else we cannot be successful in any of these fields. So anything that you wish to achieve in your life, you have to have passion for it. You have to be passionate about it. So same is the case with English language. So English language is also a kind of a goal that we wish to achieve in our life. We cannot achieve it without being passionate about it. No matter how much of the intellectual brilliance, mental brilliance a person possesses, if he is not passionate about doing anything, he cannot achieve that thing. So same is true of English language. We cannot learn English language if we are not passionate about it, if we do not have passion for it, if we do not have liking for it, if we are not crazy about it. We have to be crazy about it. We have to be mad about it. We have to be passionate about it in order to learn this all important global phenomenon. So passion is something that manufactures our success related to the learning of this all important language of the world. So if we wish to learn this language successfully, we have to be passionate about it. If we are not passionate about it, then we cannot learn it in a successful manner. So have passion and have English. Next important step towards the learning of this all important language is motivation. Not to speak of this language, if we speak of anything in the world, motivation is a key. Motivation is the most important factor to achieve anything in this world. Without motivation, we are energyless. And without energy, we cannot achieve anything in this world. So motivation is something that produces a kind of remarkable energy in us that help us to achieve this phenomenon, global phenomenon, which is English language, in a successful manner. So this all important motivation helps us to make the impossible possible. Even if a person thinks of English language, learning of English language as an impossible task, he can achieve it, he can make it possible if he has motivation. But remember that this motivation is strongly linked with the first important step towards the learning of English language, which is passion. If you have passion, you have motivation. If you have motivation, you have the energy which can be translated into action to learn English language in a successful manner. If you do not have passion, you do not have motivation. So passion for English language motivates us, and this motivation produces a phenomenal, striking energy in us which can help us to achieve this international language, which is English language. So motivation is of great significance as far as learning of this all important language is concerned. You'll do anything if you are motivated. So motivation is another important key factor that will really help you to learn this language, that will really make your job of learning English language easier. Next important step towards the learning of English language is consistency. Remember that this consistency is also linked with motivation, and motivation in turn is linked with the passion. If you have passion, you have motivation. If you have motivation, you have consistency. And if you have this consistency, which is all important, then you can easily learn English language. Consistency gives you so much of the power, so much of the strength that even if you are like a drop of water, you can break the stone into pieces. You can create a hole into a stone if you consistently drop over the stone. So consistency is a stone breaker. It really helps you to achieve the impossible. If you are really consistent in the learning of your language, English language, then you can easily learn it. If you are not consistent, if you are sporadic, if you learn English language with breaks, then you won't be able to learn it in a successful manner. You all have heard the story of a hare and turtle. How turtle beats hare. Hare is normally faster and more talented an athlete as compared to a turtle. But turtle wins. Why? Because it has consistency. Story of a hare and turtle is not simply the story of two animals. It represents two categories of the human beings, one who are consistent and other who are inconsistent. So this story tells us that consistency can help you to achieve even the impossible. So if you have the consistency, if you have this quality in you, then you can learn English language in an easy manner. If you have these three qualities in you, passion, motivation, consistency, then rest of the steps to learn English language become easier. They become a cup of tea. So next we are going to discuss the other steps that are made easier by passion, motivation and consistency to learn English language. What are those steps? Number one is vocabulary building. If you really want to learn English language in an effective manner, then you have to increase your word power. You have to increase your vocabulary. You have to increase the number of words in your list of vocabulary. It will give depth and variety and expressiveness to your language. You cannot learn English language without learning the all important part of it, which is the diction of English language, the vocabulary of English language, the words of English language. The words of English language or vocabulary of English language includes multiple things. Number one is word list. Number two is idioms. Number three is proverbs. Number four is sayings and all these things. So you have to learn the words of English language, the idioms of English language, the proverbs of English language. Once you have learned them successfully, then it will take your English to the next level. But the learning of the words and their meanings is not sufficient unless or until you do not know how to use them in the sentences, either in spoken form or in written form. You must learn the contextual use of the vocabulary that you have learned over the period of time. So you must learn vocabulary in such a manner that you should be able to use it either in your conversation or in your written English. Next important step towards the learning of English language is listening to English language. Not only you learn English language by increasing your vocabulary, but at the same time you learn English language by listening to it. You can learn English language by listening to English movies, radio English programs, English podcasts, etc., etc. So this is how you can take your English to the next level. Learning English language through listening is one of the natural ways of learning English language or any type of language. If you learn English language through listening, it is called acquisition. So listening to English language is the most natural process of learning English language. Next important step towards the learning of English language is reading English language. Read English novels, read English short stories, read English newspapers, English magazines, and read articles in English and nothing else. You should only interact with English language either through your ears, through your eyes, through your readings, through your anything. You should listen to English, you should read English, you should learn vocabulary of English language. In this way, all these steps will take your English to an altogether new level, and this will enable you to learn your English language in an easier manner and faster manner. Then the last but the most important step towards the learning of English language is, after learning vocabulary, after listening to English, after reading English, right, you are required to practice it. You are required to practice English language either in written form or in spoken form. If you wish to improve your spoken English, then speak out the words that you have learned, the idioms that you have learned, the proverbs that you have learned, the sayings that you have learned, the English that you have listened to. Use it in your communication, whether in written form or in spoken form. You should practice and practice and practice. This will really enable you, practically enable you to improve your English in a real sense of the word. So I hope today's lecture would be of some benefit to you in your improvement of English language. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.